The idea of the saloon doors is crazy because they always use saloon doors, or sometimes it was beads, but it was typically saloon doors, which is super weird.
That's odd.
Yeah,
That's
especially because as a child, you could just look right underneath those doors.
Yeah, you're not even tall enough the doors don't even block.
Oh, yeah. I remember specifically in the video update because I can tell you exactly where it was. And I would never go in there, but I would always have to tie my shoe by that door.
Just the right angle.
The perfect video store
Welcome to Blockbuster Video.
is popping up all over the country. There's one near you.
Blockbuster Video. Wow, what a difference.
Welcome to the iKnowBadeaux Podcast.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to the iKnowBadeaux Podcast, coming at you from the Slice on Oak Studios. I'm Mayor Dave Badeaux of the city of Brainerd, and with me, as always, is my brother.
I didn't ask to be born.
All right. Enough with you. Gabriel Johnson, how are you, sir?
I am well, Dave. How are you?
Not too bad. Anything in particular in your life that's great?
Yeah, it's my little guy's birthday today, so I actually got 7 racks of ribs on the grill right now. Just put them in foil, so let's get the hell out of here.
Oh, you got plenty of time.
I got plenty.
Yeah, you got a couple hours.
Well, congratulations, 11?
9, Jackson.
Oh, 9.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought Jackson.
He's as big as an 11-year-old.
Yeah,
He's a big kid.
He's a big kid, yeah. All right. Hey, we got a special guest with us now. First time on the podcast. I was on his podcast. Now he's on my podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Isaiah Moengen.
Thank you so much.
I got it right.
You did. You nailed it. You must be in podcasting.
I was just saying that I have no idea how to say your name and I keep getting it wrong. Isaiah, 30 seconds to explain yourself. Go.
Born in the Brainerd Lakes area, Cross Lake. I am a full-time real estate agent. Started a podcast in 2021 called Listen Local. We cover news, events, all things Brainerd Lakes area. And we're partnered with Lakes Jam, Cragen's Legacy Courses, and a bunch of other stuff. We have some fun. Started a nonprofit called Lake Erie Heroes. Give back to fire, police, and EMS.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me on.
Perfect. So that's how I met you, was through the nonprofit side of things. You approached me with the business that I have, where we help nonprofits get started. And then it just happened to be that you also have a podcast. And then you asked me to come on as the mayor
Yes.
to your podcast. And we had a lot of fun with that. So it was a couple weeks ago. And
Absolute blast. I mean, we love just trying to feature the community as much as we can. And we have a lot of fun doing it.
Yeah. Well, we don't do that on this podcast.
What is that?
That's why I'm here, because I'm really sick of talking about the Lakes area.
We do nothing of importance, and we like it that way. But today, everybody knows what time it is. Game time. Who? Isaiah, it seems like you forgot what time it was.
Yeah, I did.
That's okay.
That's right. You said it would be 3, 2, 1, and you did 1, 2, 3.
And then my fingers do whatever
That's what
they
it was.
want.
That's what it was.
It is a game time. Who? We have a guest on, and we like to do games when we have a guest on. And so this week, the game is Chrono Trippin. And the company is Blockbuster Video.
Oh, heck yeah.
Oh, goodness.
So I brought with me just a DVD case from Blockbuster. It's the only thing I can get my hands on. Jesse from Play and Trade, our good dear friend. I want to cover up the Pope.
Cover up the Pope?
I'm gonna cover up the Pope.
Okay.
Downright blasphemous.
Rolling over in his grave.
Sacrilege.
And this offends you as a Jewish person?
No, it offends me as a comedian.
Borrowed that from Jesse. It's the I thought he had a VHS one, but he did not. He had a different one, which I'll bring up in a minute. But I started thinking the other day about let's look back at different corporations that are interesting in terms of going back and looking from nostalgia. We're surrounded with movies in here. We talk about movies all the time, but a huge part of that culture, from especially VHS, was renting movies and going to the video store. What better company to talk about than Blockbuster for that? So Isaiah, before we get started, any interesting memories of going to the video store, or were you a fan of the video store?
Absolutely. I have a really sad story, or I could tell you a fun story.
Well, okay, let's not do the sad one.
Okay, perfect. Every time we would have a babysitter come in, I was the youngest of 4 kids. We always would go up to the gas station and we had all the videos.
Yes.
And we'd get to pick out snacks, a pop, and we'd pick out a movie.
Yeah.
It was the best. It was like the thing we looked forward to every weekend.
I think it's crazy that gas stations used to have movies just in the corner that you could rent. Ours by our house was Tom Thumb.
We had a Tom Thumb by our house. Yeah.
Tom Thumb. And I remember vividly there were multiple VHS pictures because in those days they would always just hang like a tag and then you'd take the tag up or whatever and they'd go get the thing. And the Ghoulies, do you remember that one with the little thing coming out of the toilet? Scared the shit out of me. I was like a child. I was like, why do you have horror just hanging out in your... This is a gas station.
Right.
This is where I come for my Doritos.
But did the gas stations ever have like the back room?
I don't think so. And
Definitely not Tom Thumb.
Yeah. That's a different kind of thumb. We'll get into that later. For right now, let's explain what Chrono Trippin is. Chrono Trippin is the podcast game in which we take a specific corporation or company and we go through the history of their existence chronologically. And what we will do is I'll ask you a question and you will guess the year that happened in. The way that it works is it will continue to move forward every single time chronologically. So if the first answer is 1971, the next answer will be 72 or beyond.
Got it.
We'll work our way around the group. Someone will give a date. Next person will say a date either above or below that. Third person will do the same. Person that is closest will get the point. If you are dead on balls, 2 points. Okay? Everybody understand the rules of that?
Got it. You missed.
I know. Now, Isaiah.
Okay.
Okay.
This is the most important rule of the entire podcast. Okay?
Last round?
Oh, final round, all bets are off.
Yes.
Sorry. Yeah. Final round, all bets are off.
Could be any
Anytime.
year.
Could be any
Any
year.
year.
Oh, got it.
Yes.
Open. Okay.
Yes. Now, what I thought Scott was getting at was, Isaiah, there's a very important rule on the podcast.
Okay.
If you win the game, I am going to look at you and I'm going to say, Isaiah, say something to your fans. You must say hello and congratulations. If you say anything other than hello and congratulations, you lose and I win.
Oh, no.
Do you understand that?
I do.
If I look at you and say, Isaiah, say something to your fans, what do you say?
Hello, congratulations.
There you go. That's good enough. All right. Are we ready to
Did you
begin?
hold on. Did you say hello, congratulations?
He did, but
or
I would-
did you say hello and
I
congratulations?
had an and in there. It was
Okay.
it was soft.
It was a silent and. All right. Are we ready for this, folks?
Let's do it.
All right. Blockbuster Video. So Blockbuster Video was started in Dallas, Texas, of all places. Concept being, it was actually a guy that ran software for oil companies and essentially understood that he had a really good way of tracking inventory for things and looked at existing video stores and thought to himself, we could do this way bigger because we have the technology to keep track of what's going on. So that entire concept was built off the idea of, I have the technology to do this at a greater scale. Let's get into this movie rental business and see what happens. So the question to you first, Isaiah,
Okay.
in what year was that first store opened?
All right. We are going to go with 19. We're going to start with 19.
Okay.
That's a good guess.
We're getting there.
1972.
72 it is. Scott?
77.
77.
That's a good guess. 78.
78. The correct answer is 1985.
Wow.
Okay.
So we are starting off very close. Gabe, you're getting the point there. Super interesting. 77 is interesting because that is about when the first commercial VHS was available.
Okay.
I suppose you got to have
Yep.
the VHS
You
before
got
you
it
can
before you
have
have
the
the
video.
video store. This makes sense.
And they were extremely expensive to begin with. But the whole concept of this is that at the time, first the VCRs and the VHSs were super expensive. The movie itself was really expensive. So people that didn't want to spend $60 on a movie could then go, oh, this guy has 100 movies that I can peruse through. And eventually it just kind of grew and grew and grew. The first one I believe was, I don't have the year in front of me, I apologize, but the first one was in California, and it was essentially Fox Movies was struggling, and somebody came forward with them and said, what if we take a specific number of your catalog and release them? So there were 50 movies that were released at the very first go, and the first video store guy bought one of every single one of those and then rented them out to people.
And that was in 85.
That was in the 70s. By 1985, video stores were becoming large enough to where some guy looks at it and goes, wait a minute, we could do this bigger.
Got it.
So before that first video store, did studios just not monetize their back catalog at all?
So you could do things like you would have theaters that would show old movies and stuff. But yeah, there really wasn't a consumer product. They just didn't think that there was value to that other than putting it on television or that sort of thing. Yeah. So you could have it where it was shown on television, then someone could record it on a VCR that they bought for 10 grand.
Yeah.
Right. But the idea of going and purchasing an actual movie and having that be a specific thing that you could then own didn't happen until the late 70s.
Yeah, because you went to the movies as a drive-ins, right?
You went to the movies, yeah. Then all of a sudden people are like, I want to record this. And then someone was like, well, wait a minute though. I don't want to just like wait like a cassette tape with the DJ talking over it, trying to record my favorite song. Mm-hmm. I want to actually just go and consume that product, which is weird because you think about music, you've been doing that forever. You could go buy a record forever. Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. So the year we have established is 1985. That's when the first stores opened. How long did it take Blockbuster to become the number one video chain in America with 400 stores?
Wow.
Scott, you will go first.
85, 91.
93.
Now, the safest bet
Nope.
here.
Easy. Okay. You said
91.
okay, so I'm going to go 90.
That is the correct way to play this game. The correct answer is 1988. Oh,
boom.
3 years.
within 3 years.
400 stores.
That's
They
a lot
went
of
to
stores.
400 stores.
Because initially my head went to like 88 right away, but then he said 400 stores, and I was like,
Right.
it takes a long time to build
right.
stores.
Well, you've
I've had my store for 3 years, and I only have one.
Got some catching up to do.
Nobody has returned a pizza yet.
what are the late fees on a pizza? Oh man, super interesting. Like that is such a fast growth, and I think it's kind of what's interesting to me about Blockbuster is that became their business model. We're just going to continually, not just open stores. Their model was we are going to buy the competition, and so they would go in and
So
buy.
it's already a video store. You just put your inventory in.
And what they would do, and I think it started with St. Louis, I believe was the first region they went into. They just went in, found the biggest provider in that region of St. Louis, purchased all the stores. Boom! All of a sudden, we are the biggest chain in America.
Pretty easy to do. I mean, they had the inventory.
Yep.
So
Yeah. I want to say it was $18 million was the initial purchase in that then kind of moved them forward into this realm. So, all right, question number 3. So we have become the biggest biggest video retailer in America. But in what year did Viacom acquire Blockbuster for $8.4 billion? So right around 1988, there's the initial investment of around $18 million.
Mm-hmm.
Strangely enough, by the waste management guy. Purchases Blockbuster, says we're going to explode. Explodes. How long did it take for him to sell the company to Viacom for $8.4 billion?
Billion with a B. It was a lot of money in the 90s.
So he purchased it for 18. Yeah, he purchased it for 18 million. How long before he sold it for 8 billion?
Our starting point is 1988.
88.
I'm going to say 1994.
Gabe says 1994. Isaiah, above or below?
yeah, I'm going to say 92.
92.
Do it.
Do it.
I mean, you got to play
Do
the
it.
game.
Thread the needle. Do it.
Yeah. 93.
The correct answer is 1994. Gabe, double points.
Wow.
Dead on balls.
Dead on balls.
$18 million purchase of a company. And basically he pushed out the initial guy. Like he bought controlling stake in the company. decided, hey, we're going to be aggressive in our expansion. The other guy's like, we should be more conservative in our expansion. He just pushed that guy out, went balls to the wall. Within 6 years, $8.4 billion in Viacom, right? So at that point, basically now your large groups are going after it. I believe the reason why Viacom purchased it was they were trying to purchase Paramount, and they were looking to squeeze around and basically bolster themselves up. Have you ever watched the show?
Well, that's interesting because doesn't Paramount own Viacom now?
Well, it could be Viacom probably owns Paramount, but it's
Isn't it all Disney?
yeah, now it's all Disney. But yeah, have you ever watched Succession on HBO? Oh man, what a show! What a show! But so you've watched it, yeah. So that whole idea of like we're going to go purchase this to bolster our power so that we can then not be taken over or make our our stance better to go take this over. It's the whole reason why they purchased Blockbuster to begin with. So 1994.
So I met this girl. I asked her to dinner and a movie. She asked, what do you have in mind? So I said,
make it a Blockbuster night and a border night too. Go to Taco Bell, buy tacos or burritos and a medium drink. Get a free Blockbuster video. 2-for-1 rental and Taco Bell food. Make it a Blockbuster night and a border night too.
Hurry and get a coupon for a 2-for-1 Blockbuster video rental when you buy food and a medium drink at Taco Bell.
Cross the border.
All right, folks. Gabe, you've got 3. Isaiah, you've got 1. Scott, 0
Nada.
points. Next question on the board. In what year did Netflix launch?
Houston, we have a problem.
The story is he was inspired by a late fee on the movie Apollo 13.
The Netflix guy?
The Netflix guy.
Okay.
So when did Netflix launch?
So when did Netflix launch?
You asked that question
as if there was
more coming.
There was more information.
What year did Netflix launch? And
I couldn't breathe for a second.
It's streaming platform or DVD by mail. Listen, I'll put in some kind of clip in between there. Nobody will even know there was any type of pause.
That's the beauty of being the one that's
right
on the back end.
That's right. So when did Netflix launch?
I mean, I'm gonna go 97.
He says 97.
God, I don't think it was that early. 2002.
2002.
When was Apollo 13?
I don't know.
Oh, you got him thinking for that now.
I got a 97 and an 03. I'll go 98.
I said 02.
98 is Gabe's answer. The correct answer is 1997.
Nice.
Double points.
Double points.
Double points. Dead on balls.
Dead on balls.
You'll also kind of learn this a little bit too. This is your first time on the podcast.
Yes.
So little bit of tomfoolery on my end of always trying to give you an opportunity to be successful. So I probably, had it not been you going first, I probably wouldn't have said Apollo 13. Because 1998, Gabe, that's Saving Private Ryan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But he could have had a late fee on it.
If it makes you feel any better, I have no idea when Apollo 13 came out anyway. So.
Okay, so you're just a moron.
Yeah, pretty much.
You are one pathetic loser.
Interesting though. We think of Netflix, we don't think of anything like that. That's crazy. 1997 is so far back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and the technology that we expect from Netflix today was nowhere near invented yet.
No. Yeah, and it's super interesting that you think of Netflix now as like you go on and stream. Initially, it was a mail-in service, right? But you also got to understand too that were they mailing VHS? Because that wouldn't work. That wouldn't work.
Why not?
And 97 is that for like the cost of mailing a VHS versus just mailing a DVD. Like
just like this teeny little sleeve doesn't weigh nothing.
Yeah,
that's
just
true.
a little cardboard envelope.
Yep. Yeah. And 97 is early.
Right.
Like the first.
But that's been 10 years of late fees plus people dealing with that. So when you really analyze your finances.
Yeah, this is true. This is definitely true. Yeah, I think it's super interesting. And Netflix, we were early adopters. At least I thought we were early adopters on Netflix. We were not early adopters.
I guess not. It was like, I remember 2003.
Yeah, I was in college, so it would have been probably 2002, 2003 when I finally made that move. You know, it's interesting that people talk about like that it was caused by the Blockbuster fees and that sort of thing, and we'll get into that after the game. But really there's no like specific point to that. And I think it's super funny, especially with Blockbuster. It's like Blockbuster now, like people have this nostalgia for it, but at the time, Blockbuster was the evil empire.
Right.
Like, they were just going around buying all these mom and pop shops, and then their business is late fees, right?
That's where they made their money.
Yeah, that's where they make their money. So like now we all look back and are like, oh God, remember Blockbuster? Back then people were like, Blockbuster.
Yeah, but
It's the memories. It's the feeling you got walking into that store.
Blockbuster was Walmart of video rental.
but you have what, $10 a month, $5 a month in late fees that made you really angry. Nowadays, Netflix charges like $20 a month and doesn't produce anything good.
Yeah, it's true.
I'd take a couple late fees.
It's true. And
you can give me something I
You're
enjoy.
right.
It's exactly right. And it's about the experience as well. And we'll get into all that. Question number 5, folks. So Blockbuster begets Netflix, births it with their late fees. But in what year did Blockbuster decline a chance to buy Netflix for $50 million?
2002.
2002, he says.
I agree. 2001.
He says 2001.
2003.
2003. The correct answer is 2000.
Damn it.
I'll take it.
Oh.
There's a Netflix movie about this, and I've watched it.
So it's completely unfair. 100% unfair. So Gabe is now handedly in the lead, 4-3. 0 to Scott.
Not
over here.
one.
That's crazy. 1997, it launches. In 2000, they wanted $50 million. And so you hear about it and you're like, Blockbuster declines. It was like, Blockbuster is like, what are we doing? We're at our peak. You want $50 million for your company that is failing. Because that was the other thing that people forget, is that Netflix was not killing it in 2000 at the burst of the .coms. You're not killing it. You're failing. And you want $50 million for us to bail you out, essentially. And of course, Blockbuster said no. But that leads directly to their downfall.
Yeah,
so.
in hindsight, probably could have said yes.
Probably
You
could
bought Netflix. You bought your own company for $8 billion.
And it is Viacom that owns it. So it's not like, Joe Blow oil guy over here.
Yeah.
No, it's Viacom.
He's lacing his bootstraps up. No, they're doing okay.
Yeah.
They should have just bought it to drown it in the bathwater and kept their empire.
Exactly. Yep. This one's a little bit different. This is going to be a multiple choice question here. And Gabe, you're going to go first on this. This is a fun fact. At its peak, what percentage of Blockbuster's revenue came from video rentals? And this is multiple choice. 54.2, 63.5, 76.7, or 81.1.
Does that include late fees?
So this is just rentals.
Which means
sure.
You don't know.
Well, if it's over 50%, you like all of these are over 50%. So let's say yes, that includes late fees, but I don't know.
So what else did they sell? Microwave popcorn and Jolt?
Yeah. How else did they make money?
Do you want me to break it down for you so that you have an idea of what else there was? Because it was basically rentals, merchandising, and other was the numbers that I have. Merchandising included the sale of the product once it was done being rented. So yes, it would have included late fees. Yes.
What was the biggest number?
54 point. It's A 54.2, B 63.5, C 76.7, or D 88.1.
88.1.
He says 88.1. Over to Isaiah.
So I cannot select that one.
You know what? I'm going to let you guys select it because it doesn't matter. So if you want to select the same as him, go right ahead.
I do. I'd like to select
Scott.
D.
B.
Scott says B. The correct answer is C, folks. 76.1%. 0 points to anyone.
Well, I thought it was more.
It's just all we do is rent things. It clearly includes the late fees as well.
Right.
And I'm not going to lie to you right now. So I gave ChatGPT all of the fun facts and information that I got and asked them to produce the questions. I thought this question was, what was the late fee percentage. So after reading it then and you asking me that is when I realized, oh, no, that's not the question I thought it was. So 0 points to you, 0 points to me as well.
Fucking thing sucks.
All right, let's go to number 7. We've got one more before we decide who goes on to the championship round. Isaiah, if you get this question correctly, we will leapfrog you over Gabe and put you in the championship round. If you do not get it correctly, if Scott gets it or if Gabe gets it, Gabe will go on to the championship and you will fight against Scott to fight your way.
Deal.
Okay, here we go. Question number 7. What year did Blockbuster launch the No More Late Fees campaign?
No more late fees! No more late fees! No more late fees!
And we were starting with, and so now it is Isaiah, and we were starting with the year 2000, so we're above that.
We're going to go 2002.
He says 2002. Scott.
2008.
2008. Gabe.
I like 2002. We'll go. I mean, they might have been dead by 2008. Their decline was really fast.
It was real super fast.
I'm going to go 2003.
The correct answer is 2005.
Oh.
So, Gabe, you're going to get another point. Gabe, you're at 5. Isaiah, that means you're versus Scott to see who goes on to the championship round. 2005 is peak Blockbuster. So, it is right at the start of the decline. 2004 is the very, very top. 2003, 2004. By 2005 is when they start to kind of dip a little bit. 9,000 stores worldwide. 9,000 stores, which is insane.
Yes.
That's insane. I think half of those were in the U.S. But at that point, you're at the very, very peak. And then you're like, you know what? We're starting to see some things happen here with Netflix and whatnot. Let's go ahead and go no more late fees. No more late fees. Now, this is not for any points, but if you had to guess how much money that cost them in the first year, what would you guess? With 9,000 stores and no more late fees.
$2 billion.
Okay, it's not quite $2 billion.
I was in the billions.
I was in the billions. It was only 200 million. It was just 200 million.
200 million.
Okay, it's just 200 million is it in the first year.
Gosh, maybe they didn't need all those late fees.
Yeah. Well, they
did.
They schemed the game a little bit where it was like, there's no late fee. But if you don't bring it back in 30 days, we're going to charge you $30 for the.
You're going to buy
it.
it.
You're going to own the movie. Yeah. It's not a late fee. It's a purchase fee.
Yeah.
You just purchased it.
Yeah. Just a restructure.
You obviously enjoy it. You've held on to it for a month.
Yeah.
Seems like something you want. Yeah, you didn't lose it. There's no way you lost this. There's no way your kid pulled the whole tape out.
Did they ever do like a scratch fee? Like if you damaged it? Because I always remember I would find one of the old ones that we didn't return, and then I would look at the back of it and go, oh. That's not good.
I don't know. I don't think so, because the only place I remember doing it was we had Cashwise Video, which was Cashwise was a local. It was a liquor store, but it's
Colburn's.
It's Colburn's. So Colburn's is a grocery store, and then they had their liquor store attached, which was Cashwise, and that also then had their video store, which was the one that I loved the most because it was dirt cheap. But they had the thing that would shave off the layer to get the scratches out and then just put a new fake layer on top of it.
Because I remember
so cool
pulling them out and it wouldn't work. It wouldn't read it because you got one that was all scratched up.
Yeah, they could just polish off the top layer of everything. And so every time you go in there, they'd just have a stack of DVDs that they would just because it would shave off and then they'd put a coating on the top of it. It's crazy. It's weird that still works.
Yeah.
It's more weird that because there are actually DVDs that are just disintegrating now. The film on the inside of it is rotting. So that's more weird to me.
That is weird.
No. All right. Isaiah?
Yep.
You failed to get into the championship.
I did.
However, this is your opportunity. All bets are off because you have one opportunity here to bring yourself back into the championship. Scott has 0 points.
Not a 1.
He has just as much as of an opportunity to go to the championship as you do with your 3 points. The question at hand. So we have established the peak of Blockbuster. It's about 24, 25. The year we're at is 25. 2005.
Yes.
2005. That's how numbers work. But what year did they officially get delisted from the stock exchange and file for bankruptcy? Now, I apologize.
You said all bets are off.
Hold on, though.
Yeah.
Hold on, though. No, I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm going to re-clarify.
The bets are back on.
The bets are back
after
on.
2000.
The bets are back on.
It's after 2005.
The bets are off for Scott being able to go to the championship. The bets are still on for the time frame. Also, I will say this. As a guest of the podcast, and because you have the most points, you can defer to Scott to make his guess, and you can say higher or lower if you prefer.
Oh, yeah, I'm doing that.
Okay, Scott.
2008.
He says 2008. You can say before, or you can say higher or lower.
Lower.
He says lower. Isaiah, it is just not your day. The correct year is 2010.
Wow. Dang.
Yes. God, I'm smart.
Scott, you have
totally redeemed yourself.
Scott, you have 1 point. It got sloppy there for a second as well, so I don't blame you. I threw you off. All right, now all bets are off.
Mm-hmm.
Gabriel Johnson, you have a commanding lead. Mm-hmm. You may defer if you so choose to let Scott pick first. But I'm going to make you do that before I ask the question.
No.
Nope.
That's not how it
That's how it works. I'm going to make you do it before I ask the question.
Well, I might know the answer.
Exactly.
Well, I'm going to win or lose with myself. So
okay.
I'll answer it.
I love it. This is ballsy. Here we go. In what year did Blockbuster begin renting video games?
1986.
He says 1986. Scott, before or after 1986?
After.
Scott Badeaux, you are the winner!
Oh, my goodness.
It was 19.
I wasn't worried for a fucking second.
I would have kicked you under the table if you said lower.
1987 is the year that they started selling specifically.
You.
I thought he was going to be 5 years off, so that's impressive, actually.
No, the NES took the world by storm in 85.
Yeah.
So by 86, people wanted to be renting Super
makes
Mario
sense.
Bros.
Yeah, I don't remember renting NES games ever, but I was going to say 91.
Okay. I think it's
Wow.
interesting because again, going back to Tom Thumb, I remember renting video games from Tom Thumb. That would have been, so it was 8 years old. That would have been 1988. So if, and that doesn't mean Blockbuster was,
Right.
But very famously though, Blockbuster got sued by Nintendo for selling video games. Nintendo ended up losing that lawsuit. In a very Nintendo-esque way, Nintendo then sued them again for sharing the manuals. So they would photocopy the manuals. So Nintendo
reproduce them.
So Nintendo said, "Oh, you can share the thing you've purchased, but you're reproducing our manuals." So they sued them again for reproducing the manuals, which I think is super funny. Very Nintendo.
Very Nintendo.
Very Nintendo. of
Very
them.
Nintendo.
Scott Badeaux, you are of course the winner. Go ahead and say something to your fans.
Hello and congratulations.
Hello and congratulations has been had.
There it is.
Would you have gotten that correct?
I was actually going to say thank you and
There you go.
congratulations.
Every single time.
Going to say thank you and congratulations.
That is the most common answer.
It is the most common answer.
Yep.
So
is that why you don't give me a notepad to write it down?
that's exactly right. If you would have, you were the first person to ask for a notepad to write it down.
Yeah, I was like, you
And-
got an extra pen over there.
Absolutely not. You are not writing it down. The joke is we're making fun of you for not knowing the super specific thing.
Yeah.
And just to peel back the curtain for you, our long-term listeners know, it just happened. It came out of my mouth. Sure. We used to say something to your fans, and then I said hello and congratulations, which was really stupid. Mm-hmm. And it has just become the thing of the podcast. And that's been since in the teens, maybe. Because we used to play a game every single episode. Mm-hmm. And I would say it had to have been in the first 15 episodes at least.
My second time doing our show, I started the podcast by saying, welcome to the Lickin' Local podcast.
Nice.
And that is recorded, and it is a button on our bar. So
Lickin' Local?
instead of Listen Local, it was the Lickin' Local podcast.
I might start a podcast called Lickin' Local.
You really
Just
could.
because.
I'll be a
It
guest
would be
on
ice
it.
cream.
Yeah.
All ice cream related.
Better lick local.
Oh, that's a great idea. Just an ASMR podcast of just people licking things that are local.
You ever see the video? You ever see the video of that guy doing the ice cream tasting, and he's like,
oh yes, yeah. He works for like Baskin Robbins or something like that. He's an actual taste tester.
Yeah.
Like
he's like world renowned.
Yes,
ice cream
And
taste tester.
gets in there.
Yeah, you got to aerate it. Like, no, you don't. No one has ever done that. First of all, eat it like a normal person will eat it. Yeah, I have an idea. Let's consume it the way that other people consume it. Don't put the ice cream up your butt and then go like, oh, it tastes like chocolate. No, stop.
That's a 10.
Anyways, so let's have some fun. Let's talk about Blockbuster. Let's talk about like renting movies and stuff. The game is over. Scott, of course, is the winner. But I like this, and this will be the last round of Chrono Trippin we play for a while, because what we've started to do now is we have a 5-episode cycle that we go through, and one of those episodes is games. And what I've started to do is like load 3 of the same game in a row, so that if you're consuming it, you can go back and kind of hit 3 of them in a row, instead of it being Chrono Tripping once every 6 months. Do 3 of them and then we'll move on to something else. But I like Chrono Tripping because it's interesting to go into some of these companies and like look at how they got to where they are, or in this case, how you disappeared, because they're completely gone now. I believe the last one in Bend, Oregon, I think it's gone now.
Is it?
Yeah, I think it
That's
finally.
what I thought your last question was going to be.
Well, and that's why I didn't do that. If there was a question that I had that I ended up not using, which was, when was the last corporate DVD rented, and what year would you think that would be? So they declared bankruptcy, so they still have corporate stores. What do you think the last year that somebody rented a corporate one? So not the Bend, Oregon one.
12.
12, yeah, pretty close.
13.
13, there you go.
Yep.
I wasn't just going to dick around. We're close enough. And by 2013, the very last one, it was in Hawaii.
Oh,
yeah.
All places. They probably just needed to get a boat to get it back or something.
They hadn't heard the news of the bankruptcy.
That's awesome. The DVD that was rented, This Is the End. A Joe Rogan movie.
Of course.
And,
yep.
Sorry, not Joe Rogan, Seth Rogen.
Seth Rogen, yeah.
And I believe he retweeted.
Joe would have really made a different movie.
It would have been way different. This Is the End with Joe Rogan. Way different movie.
Yep.
But yeah, super interesting. I don't believe we ever got a Blockbuster here. I don't think a Blockbuster ever came to our town.
It did not.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
Do you know if they got like a licensing fee for other, like the gas stations to do rentals?
So the way that it worked, and this is, if you want to get into like the really interesting stuff about why Blockbuster failed. So everyone thinks that Blockbuster failed because Netflix came around, but in reality, they were too big to fail for that one specific reason. What really happened was they thought that they were the only thing that could possibly keep things going, and DVD came around. DVD killed them because I believe it was both Sony and Warner Brothers came to them and said, we got a good thing going here. Let's keep the same agreement for VHS that we've had, or for DVD that we've had for VHS. So at that time, I think it was around half of the movies that were purchased in America, for sure, if not the world, were purchased by Blockbuster. So they would get it for a super marginal amount. Right. But then there was also a built-in time period where you couldn't just go to the store and purchase that movie. You had to go rent it first.
Oh, so it was in the theaters, and then it was in the rental market, and then it was at Best Buy.
Yeah.
And and so they came to Blockbuster and said, we'd love to just do this same deal. Blockbuster thought they were too big and declined the offer. So what they did instead was they said, well, let's just cut out the middleman and let's go and start selling the movie directly to the customers at a reduced rate. So at that time, they were still more expensive to go purchase the movie. They partnered closer with Walmart, who said, we can take a loss on this and sell it for cheap, and people will come in and buy other things in our store. So Walmart started using it as a loss leader. Then everybody else jumped on board, the Targets and everybody else jumped on board. DVD prices then were set way lower than your VHS prices. And you didn't have to go rent the movie because you could go purchase it. And so the whole DVD purchasing culture, there wasn't that same rental card culture that there was from the VHS.
But that was even as back into the 90s. Like I started my DVD collection probably in high school, and you could buy a new movie for $15, $20.
Well, and it was right away. As soon as the movies started coming out on DVD, they just because Blockbuster said that's not the deal. We want a better deal. They said, well, screw you then. We'll just go start selling it directly to the customer for a cheaper amount. And so it's very interesting because if you think about it, like movie rentals were huge in VHS, less so as DVD went on because people started to create DVD collections.
Right. Yeah.
And that was all because these movie studios were like, well, screw it. We don't need Blockbuster to rent our movies. We can just go sell it directly to the customers. And it worked. So, yeah. And that's really what caused their demise, which is super funny because people are like, oh, Netflix and the late fee. The guy that started Netflix said the late fee thing happened, but really he said they wanted to become the Amazon of something. Like we want to be because Amazon at that point was books.
Yeah.
Right.
So we want to be the Amazon of something. And then it just so happened, like, well, why don't we do movies as DVDs were coming out?
Yeah, because Amazon was the first one to actually start doing that concept.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, the world's largest bookstore.
Yep. Yeah. And then now you don't even, because it was so funny when I was listening to that, and they're like, the Amazon. I was like, what? The Amazon is the Amazon of movies.
Yeah. It's the Amazon of everything.
They are them.
Yeah. But at that point, no, they were just doing books and stuff. So it's super crazy to hear that out. And then the idea that they offered you to purchase them for $50 million, you've paid $8 billion. That's the difference in amount of money between 50 and 8 billion is staggering. Yeah.
Seems like pennies.
It does seem like pennies. Yeah. At that same time, I think it was right around the same time, it was around 2000, they partnered with Enron, of all people.
Oh, yeah. Reputable.
Yes. Naturally.
They were creating the first ever streaming service. So Blockbuster basically looked at Netflix and said, we're jumping past you.
We can just do that.
And not only that, we're going to do direct to the customer through streaming. This was still a service that was doing through the mail. For whatever reason, that fell through, mostly because both companies went bankrupt. But Enron had their whole ordeal, went bankrupt, and that whole thing happened. And then Blockbuster did try the through mail service, and from what I read, was super successful because you could actually take it back to the store as well.
Right. You could return it in person.
Yeah, and so it was super successful. But then through changing of CEOs and stuff, just abandoned it, and that was the end.
And Redbox.
Yeah,
I mean, there were other market pressures where you could put a Redbox at every gas station and Walgreens in America, and people don't need to go to Blockbuster anymore. They can go to wherever they're at the grocery store. Just pick up a movie.
Yeah.
And I loved Redbox too. I thought Redbox was pretty convenient. We did Redbox well past when we were still able to stream stuff.
Yeah. Sometimes you do it just
Yeah.
for the fun of it.
Yeah.
Going to Walgreens, Redbox.
Yeah.
Shit, look at a movie.
The craziest thing about Redbox though is they would always put it with the screen facing the sun. So then they had to put that little screen on there you had to pick up. So it was like you're doing something you shouldn't. You'll lift up the little screen and type in what movie you wanted.
And there would be a line. Like you'd be in the parking lot, there's a line. There's people waiting in their cars. They're standing around waiting for you to be done. You're sitting there trying to pick a movie.
Sitting in your car. That is it. I forgot all about that. You'd like sit in your car and wait for someone to go. And then you'd have to jump out quick, be the next one. But then there was the pressure. If you've got other people sitting in their cars.
You gotta know what movie.
See the screen.
Well, because somebody in front of you could pick the movie you were going to pick too.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
There was
a limited amount of movies in there.
There was an urgency because typically you were trying to get something that just came out.
Right.
Like I actually use Redbox more often than not for a film that I was like, God, should I buy this or should I just go rent it quick? And then I would stop at a Redbox on the way to go buy it and see if I could just pick it up quick.
Right.
I did that multiple times.
Yeah, I mean, I own the movie Into the Spider-Verse because of Redbox.
Oh, yeah.
So that's how recently I've used the
it?
Redbox. Yeah.
It's a good movie.
Yeah. I have a Netflix movie somewhere that never got returned and I never got charged for it or anything. I don't remember what it is, but I have it in the sleeve
You're still paying them $20 a month. You don't have to return it.
Well, now I am. That is true. I was, it's funny because I totally thought that I no longer had that service. No, it's a different service. I totally still have that service. You're probably right.
Product,
I probably am getting charged like 30 cents a month or something for this movie that was some weird movie. And that was from when I was married, I believe. That's how far back that goes. Let's talk about like specifically like going into a movie rental store. So I brought this as well. This is also from Jesse.
Is it Empire?
No, it is interesting that because we did look at Empire. He has Empire, and it is from a video rental place. So he's going to bring that to the next episode. But video update. So every region had their own stuff. Our big one was video update. Video update and Movie City. Do you remember Movie City?
Movie City. I remember.
Was that the one at
Total Entertainment Center?
Dobros was Video Update or Movie City?
That was Video Update.
That was Video Update. And that changed. Didn't it become a movie gallery at one point too? Yes. Yeah. I think Movie Gallery bought Video Update at some point. Yeah. But Video Update was the one, it was like right on Washington Street. And I remember Video Update because Video Update had the saloon doors.
Oh, they had the back room.
They had the back room. And I don't know if you are familiar with our podcast, but George Badeaux, our father, not a fan of anything pornography.
Not even boobs.
Not even boobs.
Right to jail, right away.
I know for a fact, this is one of the things that George Badeaux would love to do. He would love to go into businesses and then bitch at the employees for their having pornography. He did it to Holiday Gas Station about their magazines. And I know for a fact that he did it to Video Update. And it blows my mind thinking about the people that work at a movie store or a gas station having a man come in and bitch at them because the business that they work for sells
and they're just a high school kid rewinding movies.
You don't want a fish sandwich?
Yeah.
Kind of confused by your tactics.
Is this code for you want me to go get you a movie? I hate that you have this. Specifically big junks.
Please be kind, rewind.
Yes. The idea of the saloon doors is crazy because they always use saloon doors or sometimes it was beads, but it was typically saloon doors, which is super weird.
That's odd.
Yeah,
That's
especially
very odd.
because as a child, you could just look right underneath those doors.
Yeah, you're not even tall enough to, the doors don't even block.
I remember specifically in the Video Update because I can tell you exactly where it was. And I would never go in there, but I would always have to tie my shoe by that door.
Just the right angle.
Oh, Mom, you got to give me some new shoelaces. You start ripping the shoelaces out. Which is also super crazy because the covers were just right out in the open. It wasn't like hey, you got to guess what this is.
Sure, just read the back of it.
Yeah.
Like risky business. They're all black.
Yeah.
Just blacked out.
That is super weird. Yeah, we do still have a rental store in this. You can go rent porn. I think it's for you can rent them, can't you?
I don't know. I don't go in there.
I was. Well, we talked.
You brought it up though.
You did know about it. It is my fault. It is my fault.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I was thinking lickety splits, but yeah, no, we have risky business right here in town.
Lickety splits. Isn't that a strip club?
That's an everything. That's an emporium.
Oh, okay. Well,
never been.
Emporium. No, I only have a podcast called Licking Locals.
Licking Locals.
It's super interesting though, right? Like, because yes, we do still have a smut shop in town, right on the main drag, that has in it, and I have no idea what the process for purchasing, consuming, returning any of it. I just know that I had to get fuzzy handcuffs for the police versus firefighter softball game. 2 years ago, I was like, I don't want that on my Amazon account. So I'm going to go bring cash money into the porn store on the main drag of my town. And I'm going to go get some fuzzy handcuffs. And then I was in there and I was like, what is that? And it was just like, it was like a library of just black DVD cases that were all porns. And I was like, is this a thing? Because no. And why black? That's gross.
Right. Should be white.
You want to talk about the scratches on the DVD?
Did you make these here?
Yeah.
Can you please clean the smut off my smut?
Yeah. Get the net.
Are these sanitized before they're returned?
Yeah. So this year I purchased the fuzzy handcuffs on Amazon because of that experience. I was like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and just let Amazon know that I'm a naughty boy.
They already know that.
Were you a fan though? Were you a fan of renting movies?
Loved it. We went to Video Update. Maybe Tom Thumb up by BIR was the closest to our house.
Yep.
So maybe mostly there, but the video update in Baxter,
Yep.
we definitely spent a lot of time at. I had a friend in grade school who lived east of town. Mm-hmm. So when I would stay at his house on the weekend, we'd do the Cashwise thing. We'd
Totally
get a video
different.
game and a video game and a movie and go hang out.
We drove all the way to Cashwise so we lived west of town. Cashwise was all the way on the east side of town. We would drive all the way to Cashwise to rent our movies because it was so dirt cheap. Like the new releases were, the same price as the other places, but you could get for like $1, you could rent almost anything in that place, which is such a cool experience. I will say that is the one thing that I really miss about it. And I know that's like, if you want to wax nostalgia about why people like now love Blockbuster, is that idea of like going in and looking through what there was and finding something that you had no idea even existed.
Right.
Or in a lot of cases, and why a lot of people during that time frame didn't like Blockbuster is the Quentin Tarantinos of the world that lived in the movie store, and you could go ask them, what should I watch?
Yeah.
And, you know me, hey, I liked this one. What would I like?
Yeah.
And the ability to go do that. Now we just have robots that do that for us.
And that was a bespoke service at Video Update for sure.
Yeah.
The last 3 movies I rented were this, and this. Loved them. What else do you have?
What else you got? And then they always had something crazy.
Yeah.
I will actually say that my experience in like why I love movies is directly related to video stores. And it's specifically that my mom would go to the video store and just grab movies and bring them home. And that's what we consumed. Mm-hmm. And so it's super funny because we lived in town. And then when I was in second grade, so around 8 or 9 years old, my mom got tired of living in a neighborhood where there was just a ton of kids. The house next to us had like 6 kids, I think. We had 4 kids. And then there were it was just a neighborhood full of kids that were all the same age. She hated it. She hated it. So she literally moved us to the middle of nowhere in the woods and just to get away from kids. This is a true story. This is actually what happened. And so then you're out there in the middle of nowhere and you could have friends come over, but our friends' parents hated bringing them over to us, hated it. So if we couldn't go grab a kid and bring them to your house, you spent a lot of time just with us as a family, and we watched a lot of movies. And she would just bring home films. And I remember specifically like her bringing home Apocalypse Now when I was in high school. Like that's why I watched that movie, was my mom brought it home for me to consume. No idea what it is, but she's like, I think you'll like this. And what a cool experience,
Ours was right across the street from Zorba's in Cross Lake. It was Piccadilly Pizza.
Oh, nice.
And they had the video rental, and you go in, you'd order your pizza, and then you'd go find your movie, and then grab your snacks, and then you're out of there. It was the best.
What's the movie that you think you rented the most growing up?
Oh gosh,
I know mine.
I'm thinking my mind goes to like Flubber.
Okay, okay,
anything that size, and then it was always like Christmas stuff, Christmas movies.
Yeah.
Starship Troopers.
Starship Troopers. Yes. That's a good one.
Out of that movie.
Oh,
I was gonna say, I think I might be right over there, but it's not. What a great movie too. Plus boobs.
Yeah.
If you're gonna rent one consistently, you should have boobs in it. Gabe?
No idea.
Really?
No idea.
Come on. You got some idea.
Yeah, just the newest release. That's great. The one you have 100 of, I'll just take one of those. It must be good.
That's weird to me though, because you also are the type of person where I feel like you would go back to the well a lot.
I do. I really only watch like 2 TV shows and 3 movies.
Yeah. So mine, and we've talked about this, Ski Patrol.
Okay.
That was the movie that we were just like, get Ski Patrol again. Just get Ski Patrol again. Nope, stop. Just get Ski Patrol again. It is.
You would bring it back to not get the late fee and re-rent it.
Absolutely.
Bring it home.
Absolutely. and Cashwise was the best because on the old movies, the late fee was like 30 cents. Oh, so you could just keep it forever and it would never add up to anything. But that was just and we will call it a bad movie. It is a bad movie by the makers of Police Academy, but it is my all-time favorite. I'm not kidding you. It is my favorite genre of movie. Ski movies from the 80s and 90s. Specifically, if you have to save the rec center,
save the mountain,
save the mountain, and there you would think, Dave, that sounds like there are 2 of those. There are so many of those movies, and it is incredible. Any movie where the kids have to save the rec center, or like even like Rad, where he's got to do hell track to save literally to save the rec center. Those are my favorite movies.
So when Hot Tub Time Machine came out, was that like a new awakening for you?
Oh, that
was just a reboot of everything.
So Out Cold came out, and I was like, people, we are going to this movie. And then Hot Tub Time Machine, but then Always Sunny in Philadelphia has an episode.
Ollie G into house, save the rec center.
Yep. And then what was the other one? The best is the South Park episode where they go to Aspen. Oh my God, that episode is. I was like, you guys get me, because it's just a joke. The whole episode is a joke for me. Where it's like, this is everything I love about this and why I love it. So. 100%. I think that pretty much wraps it up, though. I think, movie culture is great, but rental culture is very interesting. It sucks that it doesn't exist anymore, but it doesn't need to exist.
Right.
It doesn't need to, but the nostalgia you have with Blockbuster is that it was a third place.
Yes, that's exactly right.
Everybody likes to have a third place where they have a community to go to that isn't work, school, home. Blockbuster was it, or any video rental store, really. Right.
Best Buy kind of became mine.
Yeah.
Just go play the demo discs that they got up.
Yep.
Peruse the DVD section.
Yeah.
It is really interesting because you don't think about that too. Like Walmart or Target specifically became a third place where you would go play the video games at the kiosks. Right? Like as a kid, you're like, yeah, well, we're going to Target. Let's go. I will gladly go to Target and I will just go play Super Mario Brothers while you do whatever you got to do. It is interesting that you talk about that because like right now, my kids love playing trade video games. We're in there all the time because I go in and I'll talk with Jesse and we'll just hang out for a little bit. And they just run around and look for things. And typically they want to buy the things on the top shelf, which much like alcohol, top shelf items at a nerd store are unobtainable.
Yeah. Don't touch those, boys.
Don't touch those. Don't ask about that. Yep. What's that? Yep. It doesn't matter. What is that? Doesn't matter because it's $400 and I'm not buying you that. So you can break it. But yeah, that's quickly becoming like for them, that experience is just going and perusing things. Right. And that it is interesting. I did see that somebody maybe they're not still doing it, but, they would go around to fairs and they would have a pop-up Blockbuster experience. And at first I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. Like you go in and there's movies there, but I was like, well, that's kind of weird though. You just go in and like, oh, I get to look at the covers of movies. Like I can do that. We have a selection here that we can do that with. And then I realized, oh, it's a pop-up store. You can buy all of these DVDs and these movies, and they're charging $5 a piece for them. So they're making a killing off of all of these.
Oh, yeah.
Plus selling merchandise.
Boxes and boxes of DVDs from their collections that you never go into because I don't even have a DVD player anymore.
It's crazy. I will buy all of those off of you. Yeah. Every single one. That's not a joke. True story. Okay. But yeah, I kind of want to do it. I probably have enough to do that. It would be fun to get a couple artists together and have like some merchandise to sell and then let's just bring out all the DVDs and people can buy them. And yes, they are wickedly overpriced, but it's the experience.
It's all about the experience.
It's the experience. Very close to wanting to do that. I actually sent a thing to Chase, who we talked about before the episode. I sent it to him. I was like, another thing we can say we're going to do that we don't do? You want to not do something?
Yeah.
You want to talk about it? Not do it?
Sell some shirts.
All right. Last thoughts on Blockbuster in general.
Cool blast in the past.
Okay.
I mean, just fun to think about all the memories. For me, it was always like my siblings were driving me there, and we'd always get our allowance from mom and dad, and we'd go around the movie and get your candy, and it was the best.
How old were your siblings?
5 years older than I am, so
wow.
they were all 5 years, and then 3 and 3. So I was the youngest of 4. So yeah.
So they were always wanting to get something that you didn't want to get, and you were wanting to get something that they didn't want to get. Yeah.
Yep. And very often I would throw a fit and then get money so I could have my own.
Oh, it's a great. That's a great business venture.
Yep.
Good for you. Scott, final thoughts.
Could you rent video game systems?
Yes, absolutely.
I think I remember doing that.
Yes.
Like my friend doesn't have a N64 or a Super Nintendo. I'll be like, we're going to get this game, and we're going to rent the system, and we're just playing this all night.
Okay, super interesting that you bring that up, and we were going to finish the episode, but now we're going to get into that realm.
Yeah, I think we rented a Saturn a couple times because we had a Genesis.
Yeah, and super reasonable. Like you would think that would be like $100. It was super reasonable. It was like $20.
Right.
So for $20, we can rent the system and then the game. and just go home.
Yeah, that's all we used to do. I mean, when we went to my friend's house on the weekends, it was bring your systems, and we would system link, and we would play.
Yeah. The one that we did, the CDI, was with the 3DO and the CDI, which were terrible.
Yeah.
But those were super expensive systems. They were like $600 then, which is, they're like $1,000 system, right? In today's money. And we would rent them, and they were just terrible. But otherwise, you would never get to experience that.
Right.
So my only experience with playing a 3DO, and this is, again, a little pervy, but there was a game on the CDI called Voyeur. And it was... It was exactly what it sounds like. It was exactly what it sounds like.
Practice tying your shoe by the Western.
It was exactly so. When everyone thought that Night Trap was like the game, it was basically Night Trap with all the stuff that they thought was happening. It was you spying on people, getting dressed, and it was. God bless you, Cashwise Video.
Okay.
At 11 years old, God bless you, Cashwise Video. All right, Gabe, any final thoughts?
I like it a lot.
Yeah, same here. All right, folks, that's it for this episode. We're going to go ahead and wrap up, but we will be back next week with news. Is that what we do next?
No,
God, we're in 1980. Wow, yeah. So we're in 1980. Yeah, we got to hurry up.
Yeah.
You got to go. I
got a backlog.
You got a backlog, but for sure you got to get that disc to Scott of Magnum PI.
Mm-hmm.
So Scott's got to consume some Magnum PI. So yeah, the year is 1980. Anything from 1980 you can think off the top of your head that we should consume? Nope. I didn't think so. Yeah, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. So yeah, we'll have 1980 next week, and then the movies of 1980 will be in 2 weeks. Jesse will be back with that. He has and will be bringing a rental copy of Empire Strikes Back.
Yes.
Yeah, he's shown it to you.
He posted it on Facebook.
Oh, okay. Just now?
Before I came over here.
Okay, so okay, that's funny. I just stopped into Jesse's to get this. So I left and he posted it on Facebook.
Yep.
That's hilarious. He's like, I got to show you this. And then Jesse, you goddamn idiot. You're such a nerd. All right, folks. So we're going to get out of here. And then again, we'll be back next week with 1980. Thank you to Isaiah.
Thanks for having me.
Scott. Thank you to Gabe.
Thank you.
And with that, we're done. We got to do it. What's the sad story? I've been holding that the whole episode.
It was Christmas of 99.
Okay.
My oldest sister was 16.
Okay.
We all hopped in the Suburban.
Okay.
Me, my siblings, and two cousins drove to the movie store. We rented The Grinch Stole Christmas, I believe. Got our snacks, and on the way home, over the edge of the hill right before you get to Moonlight and Cross Lake, over that end over end, the vehicle flipped over upside down through the ice.
Through the ice?
Through the ice, and then the car flipped over for about 2 minutes and 70 seconds for us all to climb out and haul ass out and climb up like the 60-foot embankment and go pound on somebody's window as they're having Christmas. I was 4 years old.
Nothing could have prepared me for that.
Wow.
But it was all because of a damn movie.
It was all because of, and not only that, The Grinch stole your Christmas.
Yeah, exactly.
And it was stolen.
The worst part was my dad was a firefighter and first responder, so he heard the radio go off.
Oh no!
They were sitting at home going, "They've been gone a long time," and then they heard it go off. And I was like, "Red Suburban in the bay, through the ice," and he went,
"Oh my God!"
Yeah.
And you were 4 years old.
I was 4.
And they got you out of the car.
Yeah,
Thank
I was
God.
like in the car seat in the back. They had to like hand me up and then throw me out. And then if all the windows wouldn't have broke on the way down, we all probably would have died. But yeah. Kind of crazy.
Okay, well, I don't even know how to end that.
Yeah,
Like, that's just
that's it. There's your sad story.
I don't know if it's so much sad as it is like unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like that's ridiculous.
It's a Christmas miracle.
It is a Christmas
really
miracle.
is.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah. Where's Jimmy? Good old Jimmy Stewart when you need him.
Where you need him.
This is a very interesting situation.